A pleasant day, grade 4 students. Welcome to our computer class at New Vision International School. Our today's lesson is under Chapter 6, From Algorithm to Coding. It is entitled The Loops and Algorithm. The objectives of our today's lesson are the following. Number 1. Identifying the use of a loop in programming. Number 2. Converting an algorithm into a code. Before we start our lesson, you should prepare the following materials. First, your book and computer from pages 76 to 77, a pen, and the Scratch program. To start with, let us have a recap. This recap is in the form of an activity. This activity is entitled Fact or Bluff. If the statement is true, say fact. If the statement is false, say bluff. Statement number 1. Scratch provides an interactive environment by dragging blocks of code. Is it a fact or bluff? The answer is, it is a fact. Statement number 2. To move forward, use positive numbers. Is it a fact or bluff? The answer is a bluff. Statement number 3. Sprite is a small graphic character that performs actions in a Scratch project. Is it a fact or bluff? The answer is, it is a fact. Statement number 4. Dog is the default sprite of Scratch. Is it a fact or bluff? The answer is a bluff. Number 5. Blocks palette contains the set of blocks which are used to program the sprite. Is it a fact or bluff? The answer is a fact. At this moment, let us answer exercise number 1. In this exercise, we are going to use the commands move 100 steps and turn 90 in order to write the algorithm that enables us to draw a square. In this exercise, we have given the first two steps, move 100 steps and turn 90. Do you have any idea what will be the next steps? Let's see. The next step would be move 100 steps. It is followed by turn 90 and move 100 steps again, followed by turn 90, move 100 steps again, and finally turn 90. But there is one vital command still missing. What do you think is that? That is pen down. Remember that pen down allows us to draw a line. If you're not going to use pen down, you may also use pen up. Now, I would like you to focus on the move 100 steps. How many move 100 steps do you see? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The move 100 steps represent the length of the side of the square. And remember, the square has 4 sides. So we have 4 move 100 steps. What about turn 90? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Turn 90 represents the angle of the square. And remember, the square has 4 interior angles. How many steps do we have in all? We have 9 steps or 9 commands in order to draw a square using move 100 steps and turn 90. Now I'm going to show you how to draw a square using the Scratch program. So from exercise number 1, we're going to use move 100 steps and turn 90 degrees. So from exercise number 1, we use them as 4 times. So we're going to duplicate. There you go. And another one. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 move 100 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 turn 90 to the right. And now, for us to draw the line for the square, we are going to use pen down. So, put it here. Okay, now when you click it, there you go. So we have now the square. So, as I told you, if you don't want to use pen down, you may also use pen up. So let's try. Let us now click this, and there you go. You have now another square. In exercise number 1, we use 9 steps in order to draw a square. But this time, we are going to use the command repeat times in order to write the algorithm that allows us to draw a square with the minimum number of steps. The first step would be pen down that allows us to draw the line. The next step would be repeat times. This includes move 100 steps and turn 90. But how many times are we going to repeat move 100 steps and turn 90? Based from exercise number 1, and since the square has 4 sides and 4 angles, we're going to repeat these commands 4 times. Now, how to use repeat times in order to draw square in Scratch program. So, first we are going to use pen down, and then we will go to control. Under control, we will see repeat times. Okay, and since square has 4 sides and 4 angles, we're going to repeat them how many? 4 times. Okay, and this includes the following commands. We have move 100 steps and turn 90. So let's try. Let us click here, and there you go. You have now your square. At this moment, let us have exercise number 2. In this exercise, we are going to find the series of blocks repeated in each of the following scripts below. Then, you are going to rebuild them in Scratch using the repeat command. In the given number 1, how many of the same commands do you see? How many play note 60 for 0.5 bits do you see? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. How many play note 62 for 0.5 bits do you see? We have 1, and 2. What about plain note 64 for 0.5 bits? We have 1 and 2, meaning to say that plain note 60 for 0.5 bits would be repeated 4 times. The plain note 64 for 0.5 bits and 62 for 0.5 bits will be repeated twice. Now let's have the second given. For the second given, how many plain note 64 for 0.5 bits do you see? We have 1 and 2. How many 65 for 0.5 bits do you see? We have 1 and 2. And also, plain note 67 for 1 bit is also repeated twice, meaning to say, in given number 2, the 3 of them are repeated twice. At this point, you are going to rebuild them using the Scratch program. From exercise number 2, I'm now going to show you how to rebuild the scripts using the Scratch program. So first, we will open the sound. Under that, you will see the plain note 60 for 0.5 bits. So we're going to use the given from number 1. And how many times are we going to repeat this script? We're going to repeat this 4 times. Okay. Next, we have plain note 62 for 0.5 bits. So we will go to sound once again. We're just going to change the plain note into 62. And then we will go to control. So how many times are we going to repeat this? We will repeat this twice. Lastly, we have plain note 64. So go back to sound and just change this into 64. And then go to control. Repeat it. How many times? Twice. So this is the given for number 1. I would like you to try to rebuild number 2 using the Scratch program. Do you still remember the first objective of our today's lesson? The first objective is to identify the use of a loop in programming. So what is a loop? The loop helps us to repeat a set of instructions several times, meaning to say, it helps us to minimize the number of steps. Here is a diagram that explains the functioning of the loop. Always remember that the computer reads the instructions from top to bottom, and the blocks inside the block loop will be repeated forever. Look at the algorithms below. Build the appropriate scripts in Scratch program. Then draw the result obtained. Always remember a block corresponds to each line. Let's have number 1. When the letter C is pressed in the Scratch program, it is in the form of when C key pressed. Number 2. Set the thickness of the pen to 5. In the Scratch program, it is in the form of change pen size by 5. Number 3. Repeat 10 times the blocks. In the Scratch program, it is in the form of repeat 10 times. Make 100 steps forward is in the form of move 100 steps. Make 100 steps backward is in the form of move negative 100 steps. And turn 36 degrees to the right is in the form of 36 degrees with this symbol means to the right. Always remember In motion movement, positive numbers means forward. Negative numbers means backward. Now I'm going to show you how to build the scripts in Scratch program for exercise number 1. First we have when letter C key pressed. So we will go to events wherein we can find when space key pressed. We will just change it into C. Then set the thickness of the pen to 5. So we will go to pen. That is in the form of change pen size by. So we're just going to change it into 5. And then repeat 10 times the blocks. So we will go to control. We will see repeat 10 times. And what should be repeated? We will go to motion. We have move 100 steps forward. So change it into 100. And then move 100 steps backward. So that will be changed to negative 100. And then turn into 36 degrees to the right. So this is now the scripts build in the Scratch program. So let's try what will be the result. When you click it, as you can see, it is just moving. There is no line. So what do you think is the missing script? We can use pen down. So we're just going to drag it, put it here. Okay, let's see. We're just going to press letter C in order to see the result. And there you go. We have now this result. Let us now have exercise number 2. Number 1. When the letter E is pressed, what do you think is the code of this in the Scratch program? That is when E key pressed. Number 2. Put the pen in writing position. This could be pen down or pen up. Number 3. Repeat the blocks 10 times. That would be repeat 10 times. Move 20 steps forward would be move 20 steps. Turn 90 degrees to the left would be turn 90 degrees with this symbol, means to the left. Make 20 steps forward, that would be move 20 steps. And turn 90 to the right would be turn 90 degrees. With this symbol means to the right. For exercise number 2, I will show you now how to build the scripts in Scratch program. First, we have when the letter E is pressed. So we will go to events. That's right. So we will drag when space key pressed and we will change it into E. Then followed by put the pen in writing position. So we will go to pen and we will choose pen down. And then we will repeat the blocks 10 times. So go to control and choose repeat 10 times. This includes the following motions. First, we have take 20 steps forward. So that will be move 20 steps. So change it into 20. Then turn 90 degrees to the left. So this is to the left. Change it into 90. Then another move 20 steps forward. So we have move 20 steps. And then turn 90 degrees to the right. Okay, so let's see what will happen. All you have to do is to click or press letter E. So just press it, and there you go. You will see the output. Okay. And for the remark of the day, do not forget to build the eraser block in order to do the following. First, to delete all the drawings, and secondly, to take the sprite back to its initial position. And always remember, we can find the eraser block under the pen script in the form of clear block. Thank you for listening, students. I hope you learned something from this video. Have a nice day